In the year 1919, a man is trying to go from Berlin to Moscow. He gets on a plane, the plane crashes. He gets on a plane again, the plane crashes again. He tries one more time, and guess what happens?
General, we have a small technical problem. The engine, the wing.
Just one. When the date shows the year 1918, an empire had lost the war. So in Istanbul, everyone was talking about the names that would be held accountable. At the very top of the list was one of the most powerful men of the Ottoman Empire just a few years prior. Of course, Enver Pasha. On the night connecting November 1st to November 2nd, 1918, Enver Pasha, Talat Pasha, Cemal Pasha, and some prominent Unionists secretly left Istanbul. Enver Pasha no longer had an army, he had no office, and the state he had governed a few years prior had also lost the war, but he still had plans. And quite big plans of that. First Crimea, then Berlin, and then the new target, Moscow. Because there was no longer a Tsardom in Russia. The Bolsheviks were in power. It was no longer the Russia that the Ottomans had fought. Enver Pasha thought new alliances could be formed against England, but there was a small problem. He first had to reach Moscow. Pasha, are we going by train? Of course not. By horse? Absolutely not. Then how will we go, Pasha? By plane? Of course, Bahatin. On October 10th, 1919, Enver Pasha was no longer Enver Pasha, at least according to his passport. His new name was Mehmet Ali Sami, and his profession was doctor. Enver Pasha and Bahatin Shakir boarded a plane. The target was Moscow, but things got complicated right from the start. The plane made an emergency landing in the Baltic region, and the two passengers were immediately deemed suspicious. Pasha, I have some good news and some bad news. First, tell me the good news. We landed. Now you can tell me the bad news. Unfortunately, this is not Moscow. The former Ottoman Minister of War was now detained in a foreign country with a fake identity. What would happen to him if his true identity was revealed was unknown. Enver Pasha stayed here for approximately 2 months. Your name? Mehmet Ali Sami. Your profession? Soldier? Sorry, doctor. So why did military maps come out of your bag? Well, it might be because I'm an anatomy doctor. Finally, he was able to return to Berlin. What would a normal person do? They would probably say the idea of going to Moscow by plane wasn't very good. What did Enver Pasha do? He boarded the plane again, but his attempts to reach Moscow were again cut short by plane malfunctions, accidents, and forced landings. One attempt failed, then another. But Enver Pasha did not give up, because in his character, the line between courage and obsession was sometimes quite thin. On the next journey, he used a fake identity again. This time, he was acting like an ordinary German communist. But the plane had problems again, and Enver Pasha was caught once more. Why are you here, Pasha? We are here because of the plane.
Smuggling? Of course not.
We are here only because of the plane? This is where one of the most interesting parts of the story begins. According to accounts, Enver Pasha had run out of money in prison, but he was good at drawing. He was particularly skilled at charcoal portraits. He began drawing portraits of the people around him and earned money from them. Enver Pasha's portraits even caught the attention of the prison warden. The warden also wanted his own portrait drawn. Please make me look powerful, Pasha. How powerful should I make you, director? Make me very powerful. Then that will take some time. Enver Pasha knew German well. According to rumor, he managed to send news outside through a German woman he met at the prison director's house. Finally, he was released and returns to Berlin. Wearing old prison clothes with less money, he had tried to reach Moscow for months, but still hadn't given up. This time, he changed his mind. He wouldn't go by plane. In August of 1920, he set out once again, this time by land through Stettin, Königsberg, Minsk, Smolensk, and finally Moscow on August 16, 1920. After months of escapes, fake identities, prisons, and failed flights, Enver Pasha had finally reached Moscow. He made contact with the Bolshevik leaders there, but his adventure would not end here. Because a few years later, we would see him much further east, in Central Asia, this time not alongside the Bolsheviks, but against them. And on August 4th, 1922, he would head into his final battle. But that is a story for another episode. This is the first part of the series on the last adventurers of the Ottoman Empire. The empire had ended, but the stories of some people were only just beginning.
Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Enjoy watching.